Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Connie. Hello. I am live. It's 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. I have my drink, and I have all these things I want to do today, and then I made an appointment at like 3:30, so I gotta jump in right away. Today, we're gonna play with this set. This is the Game Night set from Close to My Heart. A lot of you bought this, and so I thought, well, I'm ready to make a page or something with that. But first, I just want to show you some of the things that I've been making, just playing around with my new Stampin' Up supplies. I got my kit, but I didn't get like my order. Like, I placed a big order, and it includes the Close to My Heart May products and everything. And I think it's supposed to be here tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm playing with what I've got. And so I want to show you that. The first thing is this Flowers of Beauty stamp set. What I like about it is the dies, really. And so the dies are great because look at how it cuts those flowers. Hi, Sally. Hi, Christy. Thanks for joining. I'm just showing a few things that I've been messing with this week. And this Flowers of Beauty set is nice for me because it's versatile. And I'll show you why when I show you my projects. And then this set is called Stamped with Love. It's not like, I don't think it's a new set. I think they've had it for a while, but it's in the very, very, very back of the catalog under where they show their angel policy. And this little mailbox really appealed to me. And so I grabbed it. And so I made some stuff with that. The other thing that I just wanted to show you is in the catalog, there is a paper pack here, and they just barely show it. There's one here that's called Perennial Lavender, and there's one here that is called Nature's Sweetness. And one of the things they did in this catalog, they really arranged it so that like the beginning is for beginner crafters, and then it gets more intermediate, and then it gets into like, you know, people like us who are like big time into crafting. There are some suites and bundles. So they've really reorganized this catalog a lot, and it makes it a little harder to find what you're looking for. So if you know names of things, the index in the back is super helpful. I have a tendency to just fold down pages and posties and stuff like that. Anyway, when they brought back some of this stuff, it was in the mini catalog. And yeah, Sally, I'm with you. I don't think this is a knock it out of the park kind of catalog. Now, there's some great products in it, but the organization of it is driving me a little bonkers, going back and forth and trying to find things. So yeah, it's I don't think it's a favorite, but that's okay. You know, if they didn't try new things, we would never get new things, right? So I'm okay. I can live with this for a little while. You know, take a deep breath, Connie. I'll get through it. Anyway, this Nature Sweetness set kind of called my name. It's really got the color, the neutrals in it that I really like. Let me show you what I did with it. The papers, first, let me just show you really quick. The papers have this like gold foil, so you can see some of the foiling on it. And it's browns and golds. There's some like coppery brown, and then there's some espresso type brown in the kit. And then it's got like the foil papers. That would look really nice for something formal. But there's several in here that I really, really like. The other paper pack that I used is this one. This one is the Country Lace, and it's lacy patterns. I showed it last week. And I used the wood grain because I'm telling you, those are the 3 packs I basically have, right? And the wood grains are pretty awesome. I like in the wood grains that there are ones that'll work for like beachy, there's ones that are more warm toned, and then there's some cool toned things in here too. So it's a nice variety for whatever you're using. And so it's a winner. This is like the winner. The country lace and the country wood go really nicely together. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of sold on this. So here's when I grabbed that little mailbox. Oh, I think mine's coming tomorrow too, Christy. I'm excited. And what I did was I stamped it, fussy cut it, and then I just cut the lid off of it so I could make it look like flowers are coming out. And then I used those, gosh, is it terrible that I don't know the names of all these sets yet? I used the Flowers of Beauty, all the little die cut flowers to put on the greenery. Now, when I say it's versatile, what I really mean is that I like that the die cuts offer you a bunch of green, like you can make a lot of greenery, and I can cut it apart into bits and bobs. Like this is the regular size of one of the die cuts, and I just stuck a bunch of flowers to it. And then this little leaf is actually from a different die cut, and I just cut it off. And so I was able to snip things off of the parts so that I could use them. So like this one right here is a great example. So when it cuts out, you can just cut it apart. You don't have to use it all as one piece. So anyway, I do like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let me see if I can get this put back in here without losing any. And then I made it where it opens halfway and then has a full thing behind it. And so this is also part of that mail set. And I just sort of stamped it and sponged some ink on there. And notice the wood grain in the background. I really like it. This is part of that nature sweetness. And then when I open the whole thing up, this is actually one of the stamped pieces from the set. Now, I'm on the fence about these little flowers, these little blue ones that I did. I'm on the fence about those because when you use the die to cut those out, there's so much white around them. That's the only one that I was kind of like, eh. So I sponged some ink on it to give it some color so it wasn't so stark. But I do like how that looked, okay? I hope you like that card. And then I made a scrapbook page. Let me raise my camera so you can see it. So what I did, this scrapbook page, it didn't take very long. The hardest part is die cutting all the little pieces. That's annoying. But on this page, for example, here's that nature sweetness. And then here is a piece of that wood grain in the peachy color. And then this is part of that country lace. And I, spritzed it with my water, made it kind of malleable, and I squished it up in a really tight ball and then spread it out. And when I get I have a photo specifically for this, but it has my daughter in it, and she's really weird about her photos being on here. And so I just thought, well, I'll just, put these pictures on here. And then these are also from that same set as the greenery. This is for the postage die cut set. Oh my gosh, that's another winner. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. This is a close to my heart die. And then I don't know how well you can see it, but this paper right here, that is rosemary, close to my heart, but I used an embossing folder on it and it turned out really cool. In real life, it's noticeable. On camera, these things disappear, but I just wanted to show you kind of what I did with it, just playing around. I'm sure I can do better if I put a little more oomph into it. And it was hard, like, okay, I wanted a color to match this, and the closest I had was peach, and it seems a little harsh to me. It's a little bright. So I probably could have used melon. I used melon to stamp it, but anyway, I like it. Did some spattering, did some inking. These little sparkles on here are Stampin' Up iridescents. So overall, I think I did pretty good. Now, that being said, I don't do a lot of floral layouts. I do a lot of floral pictures, but it's gonna be a little hard for me to come up with ideas that aren't flowers, because Stampin' Up does have a lot of flowers. So I can't wait to get my next pack of stuff. Oh gosh. Okay, so let's talk about this Wanna Play set. I really love it, and I know a lot of you bought it. I have this crazy story. When I was growing up, I had an aunt who was big time into playing board games, and she had converted her front porch, it was like a closed-in porch, into a huge game closet. And so we would go in there and just play games for like every time we visited. And she influenced me a lot. So I have my own game closet in my house. It's pretty big. And I have a picture of me in front of it with all of my games. We do a lot of game nights. So this layout appealed to me. And the more I looked at it, the more I was like, I'm not sure about these colors. They're good. That it looks so good. I would never put those colors together, but it looks so good. But I thought maybe I would do my own thing. Because when I think of board games, I think of these colors, right? I think of like the primaries, and maybe you add some gray and black into the mix. So when I think of board games, we play a lot of the games we play have these more colors more than these. And so I thought our photos would be fine on this, and I like the layout style, but I'm going to do a little different. So one of the things that I did, I'm just going to put that out of the way for a minute. I decided I wanted to make my layout not white. I wanted my layout to be a little soft gray. It kind of goes with my game colors really well. And so I used mink. For those of you who have all those colors, I decided to use mink. And I do like the photo mats in black. So I'm cool with the, like black photo mats, being on here. And I like the layout where they did on one page the 3 photos and then a title, and then with the strips, and then on the other page it was 2 kind of vertical photos and the strips. So let's work on the strips. Let's start there. And all this I had to do a little bit in advance because like I said, I made a therapy appointment as soon as I was like, I don't have all day. I can't just mess around today like I usually do. Okay, so I used my colors, And I liked the addition of orange in there. And so I added nectarine. So I have honey butter, clover, candy apple, bluebird, and nectarine. And then I kind of felt like I needed a darker blue, and so I added sapphire to the mix too. So there's 2 blues in here. And I just thought, well, you know, this will work. Yes. Well, Sally, you'll be happy. There's a lot of flowers in that catalog, gotta tell you. I did my, you know, measuring trick for the layout where you make your own ruler just to see how big these strips are. And they are about 4 inches or so. And then there's a stripe on the outside. I did not want to use my, gosh, what is wrong with my brain today? I didn't want to use my paper like this. I like the addition of black, so I'm making my strips black. And then I cut this sheet 5 inches wide, and I thought I could always cut it down. And so my plan here is to just put adhesive on this whole thing, and then you know, make some strips. Now the other thing that they did, they made their strips all different sizes. I noticed like some of their strips are like 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch, full, you know. I am not even sure that one right there is an 1 1/4 inch. They're all varying sizes, and I kind of liked mine all the same. So I'm just making this kind of random strip. Sorry, I kind of want the bold true color, so I keep flipping them over. My strips got flipped around a little bit. So, and like I said, my strips aren't all perfect, and that's okay, because I'm just gonna trim the sides off to cut it, you know. So even though I'm making sure one side matches perfect and the other side is all wonky, who cares? I'll just cut that side off. And so, you know, I like that. And I do kind of want it a little bit random. I don't want to go on a pattern. My habit is to do patterns. Like my eye automatically pattern. And so I have to be careful if I'm trying to be random. I have to work at it, because it's just not something that comes naturally to me. So anyway, how's everybody doing? Did you get all the crazy weather? It's been a week. It's been a week of crazy. I'm not in love with Mother Nature right now. Although I did get all my flowers planted. Yeah, well, I can show you that really quick. So what you do is you take a layout. This one's a little, oh, I laid it right in my adhesive. You take a layout and you cut a scrap piece of paper the same size as your 12-inch photo, or your, you know, the photo of your layout. This one's hard to see. Let's just say this one is it. Like, you would you would measure across like this. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this. So if I'm making a ruler for this card, and then I would fold it in half. And then I would fold it in half again. And when you think of a 12-inch ruler, you know that half of it is 6 inches. And then a half of that 6 inches, you've got like a 3 inch and a 9 inch mark. And then, so there you've got, you know, 3, 6, 9. And then you just make a mark, make a couple of even marks in between. And then you have a 12-inch ruler. So if you're doing a, let's just say this is a 12-inch layout, and I lay my ruler down, I can look at this piece of paper, for example, or this, like, how wide is that on a 12-inch ruler? It is 1 inch wide. How wide is the green? If I wanted to cut that green piece, you can follow it, and it's about 6. And then how wide is the little blue piece? It is 1. And how wide is the white? It is 3. So there you go. You can make that into a 12-inch page. That's how I do my rulers, and that's how I do them on these. You know, you just lay it across, and you use it and you measure, because every photo is going to be a little different. It takes a little effort. Oh, look, I have gray in here too. I forgot I was going to add gray. I'll add a gray. So I know I'm going to need a couple of these because I need to do them in both, on both pages. And I don't necessarily need this big of a strip for both of them, but I did kind of look with my ruler and realized one 12-inch strip of stripes is not going to be enough. I can tell you that. So I'm just going to real quick do this one too. Is your snow gone, Sally? I've been thinking about you as I was planting all my flowers. You're supposed to wait until Mother's Day here to plant flowers, and I got pretty close, but I had to do it while my husband was free because he gets busy, and then the two of us, it's so much easier when we're both doing it, planting, because we plant a lot. We plant a lot. The people around here call me the flower lady because I plant so many. And, you know, I thought, I've planted so many perennials, I thought surely I should be able to cut back on how many I'm buying by now. But the perennials are pretty, but they're not enough color. I need more color. So I still buy a bunch of annuals. And what's really weird around here is they went on sale like really early. Like, you're not really supposed to plant. They didn't even have them in stock in a couple places. So weird. All right, good enough with the stripes. Look at that, I have more. I'm gonna put those aside. So I'm going to take my strips and I'm going to cut these down to about 4 inches. I have a little 1-inch border I can use for something, but I just know that about 4 is right. All right, I think I can cut this off too, just so I don't get it stuck on everything, because like that. All right, now the other thing that I want this border to be on here, and you can make it, you know, as wide as you want. And so I'm just gonna put glue on one side and then kind of line it up. I think I'm gonna make about a 1/2 inch show. I like that. Eyeball it, make it your own. And then I'm just gonna cut that off. And same way with this one. When I do this, I usually use the black core cardstock instead of the white core cardstock. I like how it looks, but I grabbed white core, and sometimes when you cut that, you can really see that white edge. And so that's why I'm flipping my black piece around a little bit. All right, so I have these stripes. Just want that to dry a little bit. And then let me grab my papers. So the way they did this, cleaning off my table, they have one corner going this way, right? I'm going off camera a little, but that's okay. And then this corner is this way. Now, the only thing to me that matters is that the angle of the two is the same. Like, I don't want one of them like this and one of them like this, right? You want them even or whatever. And so I'm just going to, I'm going to put one down the way I like it. I might use a ruler, just a sec. Okay, I have my ruler. I think I'm gonna mark the, like 7 inches this way and 7 inches this way, and just see how if I can use that as a guide. And then same way on this one, probably 6 inches would be better, but I'm just making tick marks so that this side and this side are even. That's all I care about. And now I can put my adhesive here and here, and I'm not going all the way to that 7 because I know that is going to be that's going to be too much, but it'll help me. There's the 7-inch mark. See, my corner still shows if I use the 7-inch mark. So I just need to back it a little bit until my corner is covered. Good enough. All right. And then I'm gonna cut off the extra. Could use my trimmer for this. Oh well. My trimmer would be fast and straight as opposed to me cutting with my scissors, right? Okay, so there's one corner. Now I got to do this one up here. And Moose, stop it. I think the neighbor kids are outside. Now that school is not out here yet, but it's close. And so the kids are not at school all the time. And so now that they're starting to be outside more, Moose is starting to drive me crazy. Okay, there's the 7. I've got my, so I'm lining up this black with the tick mark here and the tick mark here. And then I'm just going to roll it back until my corner is covered, and I have the same distance here and here. Good. And here I go again. I should just use the scissors like I did before. I hear thunder. It is supposed to rain this afternoon. They keep taking us in and out of the bad weather zone, but I think we're out of it now. We're just gonna get rain. Now you can see I didn't have adhesive all the way to the edge, and so I can just use my liquid glue and put that on there. I think that'll look really good. Look at that, ta-da! I look pretty good. I think I did a good job on that. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, now, ahead of time, I made some game pieces because I knew I wouldn't have time to make them all with you guys today. So I just wanted to show you, we do a lot of dominoes, and I did not love that the domino in this set has a 4 and a 3 on it. Like, I wanted it to have everything I wanted. And so I did stamp surgery to my domino. I know you guys are gonna be like, how the heck? But I took it and I found an open spot where there was no stamped image, and I jabbed my scissors through and made a hole. And then I just cut around the edge. Just being careful not to cut your image. And then I made my little dot. I cut my little dots apart. You can see I cut that apart and that apart, and I cut the little line so that now when I stamp a domino, it does take a little more effort, but now I can make my dominoes any dot I want, any number that I want, right? I hope that makes sense. Okay, and then I did the same thing. Sorry, I'm messing around with this now. There. I'm gonna put that back on there for a minute. I did the same thing with my card because I didn't want the card to always be the ace of spades. And they gave you these other little images. And so I'm like, I think I can make my cards other things. And so I did cut that out. I'm gonna fix my sheet so that they're not being stored all wonkadelic, but you know, overall. I definitely want to stamp the title that says Wanna Play, so I'm gonna put that on a block. And I love this family game night. And so I'm gonna put that on a block. And then these little images, the place that they used those is in these corners right here. I'm on the fence about that, whether I want to use them that way or not. And so, and the other thing that I did differently than what they did is, they went an inch in on their layout, and, they started their stripe an inch in, so there's an inch of white showing. I didn't want that. I wanted it right to the edge, and so that's how I did mine a little differently. I did cut some gray corners that I thought would look good on here, and then I can decide if I want to stamp that game piece on there or not later, because I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere these. And I'm putting the dark side down because I want to make sure that if I do decide to stamp on them, I'll be able to see it. If I use the dark side, I would almost have to use black in order to be sure that I could see, you know, on that gray. And since I went with the gray instead of, I wasn't crazy about the, they used toffee for their brown up at the top and for these corners. I like the gray. So there we go. There's that. Okay, so there's a few things I need to just stamp to get ready. One of them is the title. One of them is this piece right here. And so let me grab it. It's gonna go, you know, in one of the corners. And I really like how they did the dice. The problem I have with the dice is I don't like all the different colors. They used multi-colors, and I think I want all my dice to be red. Red or white, I don't know. I don't like how they did them. So I'm just gonna grab, whenever I have a whole bunch of dice that I'm gonna use, or little tiny stamps like this, I put them all over my blocks, like on the side, on the back, on the other side. So I use all 4 sides of my block and I have it ready. And then I have this one, front and back. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp a border, and I'm gonna start with red and we'll see how we do. And it doesn't matter which one you use. Let me just grab a scratch paper, and I'm gonna put a cushion under also. It does help. One thing I have noticed with the Stampin' Up photopolymer, it's a little, I think their ink is a little easier to use in some ways, but their photopolymer is stiff, like almost, it's really different. And so I have to work a little bit to get a good image with it. I miss my Close to My Heart already, I gotta tell you. These are brand new, I've never used them, so I'm stamping them on a scratch paper first. And I'm just gonna keep going across. Yeah, I kind of like the red. The noise you keep hearing is me opening and closing my drawer to my stamp cleaner. I could put it out here on my desk, but I tend to stick stuff on it and it's all wet. At what point do you get to start planting, Sally? Do you have to wait another, 2 or 3 weeks, or do you just wait till this snow is done and call it done? All right, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I like how that turned out with the red. Okay, so I will put these back on my blocks or on my thing in just a moment. The next thing that we have is the words Family Game Night, and I do think I want those in black. My family does do a lot of game nights. We're like, we do, I'm inking this up off camera, sorry. We play a lot of sequence because my husband likes it, and we do a lot of dice games. We have one that we call Garbage that we play. It's really kind of fun. We do a lot of dominoes, Monopoly. Excuse me. Okay, and then there's game pieces here. Now I cut out a whole bunch. My daughter likes chess, and so I tried to make them like white, but I had to use linen and black. So I cut out some chess pieces. And then I cut out a whole bunch of these little play pieces. These look more like the ones from some of our games. So I thought that might be kind of fun to do. Just like that. Okay, yeah, I like how that looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue those on. Oh, wait, I got something stuck to the back. Oh, look, there's a black one. So I'm gonna lower this so I can read the comments easier. Sorry, I'll try to stay in the camera. It's just hard to read. The bears are out. What? No, thank you. There's I think it's a reel from Facebook that's kind of going viral that there's a guy who's approaching a wild bison. I'm like, why? Are you an idiot? It's like it was stopping traffic and he went out to shoo it off the road or something. And it's like, just let it be. You're in its home. Crazy person. All right. Oh, I didn't know they ate out of the bird feeders. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I like this. The other thing that they have on here is like little, I cannot tell if, I think those are gems on here, but I'm not going to use gems. I'm going to use other little stamps. As a matter of fact, I may use the card stamps just kind of random on there instead. Yeah, I kind of like that. I need to put some of my stamps away so I have a block free. Wow. We don't have too much wildlife around here. We've been getting a lot of, you know, spiders. That's like our wildlife. It's like nobody in my family, we do not like spiders. My daughter and I freak out with the spiders. So yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep it there for now, and then I may add to this a little bit, something across the top there. I don't know what, but I'll do something. All right, so that piece is ready, and that means I'm ready to put that on my layout. So I'm gonna do that really quick. I checked my photos, and I do have photos that'll be perfect to cut down into 4x4s. Sometimes I don't put mats on the way that Close to My Heart shows them because, you know, I need different sizes or whatever. All right, so I'm just going to eyeball it. I just want it approximately centered from side to side and from top to bottom. Now you can get out your ruler and make this perfect, but everybody knows my stuff is not perfect. All right, that'll work. Now, I do feel like there is something missing down here, but what? I don't know yet. Okay. let's talk about the other page. It goes this way. And I have two. Now this one, I'm not sure. I may just use one, but so I'm not going to glue these down yet. I'm just showing you, this is kind of how they have it. And then they have the Wanna Play as the title up here. Let's do the title. It's going to be the most, now, interestingly, the stamp is like Scrabble tiles, and you can kind of see it. And I've never used it, so I need to stamp it a few times. So the problem that I have is I want it to look like Scrabble tiles. I don't want it to look like anything else. I'm just using any ink. It doesn't, I just grabbed blue because it was on top of my pile. It's such a big stamp, and it's a solid stamp, and so I just want to do it on my scratch paper a couple of times. It seems like that actually didn't stamp too bad. But you can see the little numbers on the Scrabble tiles. My backup plan for this is I was kind of thinking it would be really fun to use this set. Do you remember this set? This one was from, this is Close to My Heart set. And I'm going to end up with an extra one. So because I accidentally bought it more than once. So if somebody loves it and didn't get it, you just let me know. I'll set you up. Anyway, this set is from like, I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago. Anyway, 3 years ago. And it has the wood grain, and it has the little Scrabble tiles, and it has the little dies so you can cut them out. And in my scraps, I even have this wood grain, and I thought I could totally just make this title, you know, if it was just outlined, wouldn't it be great to just do Wanna Play or whatever? So I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with that. I could stamp directly on it, but I don't know how that'll work. Don't know. I would have to do this super light in maybe shortbread or something. Boy, I don't know. I don't know how that would work. So anyway, I'm just going to stamp it in brown right now. Let me grab one. This is toffee. Interesting. I think it would show on that. This is just a scrap. I'm going to see what it looks like. It may not work. That's okay. I mean, worst case scenario, I throw it away, right? Yeah, you can't even read it. It's barely legible. That's too bad. Maybe a darker brown, but then the wood grain wouldn't show. Yeah, I don't know about this. All right, so I'm gonna have to do it in a color. What color should I do it? I want the play to be a different color. I like the idea of the play being black, and then the wanna, I think I could do it in green or blue. I do like the blue. I think I'll do the blue. Okay. Let me clean off my stamp. Are you guys tired of watching me? Maybe I should have done this one ahead too. I'll do it in Bluebird. I only cut 2 of these, so it's got to be perfect. I jinxed myself by saying that, but I only cut 2 of those. I should have die cut a whole bunch of them. Lots of ink, inky. I want lots of ink. And then I'm gonna put this on my pad. Wish me luck. I don't care what the play part looks like. I only care what the wanna looks like. So I'm pushing, it's a big block. This is where I should have just gotten out my Misty, because then I could do it over and over again. Ta-da! Okay, that looks really good. I like it. All right. Now I want the play to be in a different color. So I'm gonna get out my black. I could do gray. I think I'll do black. And I'm gonna stamp the word play. I'm gonna put my second one on here. And now I don't care about the top, I only care about the word. Give it a moment. Ta-da! Looks pretty good. Top of the L, but the rest of it's pretty good. All right. Okay. Now I have to fussy cut my word. It's not ideal, but garbage. And then I'm going to put that on there. I think I'm going to take my black marker and just go over that top a little bit. No, I'm not OCD. It just seems that way. Yeah, you know, I know that Stampin' Up got rid of their Stamparatus because they were sued by Misty. Just like Tim Holtz was sued by Misty. My Sweet Petunia, or whoever makes the Misty. There's my title. I really like how that turned out. So that'll go here, like my photos, and this will hang over my photo. I like how that looks. Now, here's where I'm really changing it up from Close to My Heart. They have, they put some of the dominoes and the cards down here, and I decided to fiddle fart around with these. I don't know. I cut a whole bunch of blanks, right? And I know I can make the Ace of Spades really easy. And then I did a whole bunch of these that are like Monopoly pieces, like properties. And I kind of thought, at first I thought I would have these scattered around the page, you know, like if you were playing, you know how sometimes you line them up, you know, like this. And everybody has like their properties or whatever. And then I was thinking, wow, you could make a whole board. You can make a whole Monopoly board like this. So I wanted, since this is such a weird thing, I thought I'll show you how I did this just in case you decide you want to do it too. But basically, after I cut that, you know, it has that center cut out of it. So I just kind of let it rest a minute and pick it up with my block. And I took a blank and I did the black outline. And then I made a whole bunch of little strips of paper, and I put them onto a strip of black. And then I just kind of cut them out so that they would fit right on top and make these cute little Monopoly pieces. And sometimes they need a little extra trimming or whatever just to make them fit, but now I know you're wondering what the heck I'm gonna do. What the heck I'm gonna do with the writing. I'm just gonna wing it is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wing it. I even toyed with the idea of just using like Charlie Brown writing, you know, like this. Because it doesn't have, if I write it, it's gotta look really good. Am I gonna be able to write it where it looks really good? I don't know. Okay, my other thing I wanted to do, this is gonna be risky. I looked through my whole stash and I looked for the smallest numbers that I have, okay? And these are the smallest numbers I have. This is an old alphabet set from Hero Arts. It's got a 2002 date on it. But I just thought, well, this will work. I'm gonna, because they're so small, right? Look at that. It's gonna work. I can't believe it. So, I can just put different, ugh, that one I got an edge. I tripped on my mat that I'm standing on. Good job, Connie. Good job. Okay. And I could, of course, do my ace because it's the ace is like the easiest one, right? So that'll be in the front. Like, I'm gonna make them like shuffled like a deck, you know what I mean? Like, so let's see. I'm looking for my blocks. I'm gonna put the club below. And I'll make the jack a spade. And then I need to get out my red. Is this way too fussy? Is this way too... I've been having so much fun with this though. Gosh, you guys, this is like one of those things that's a labor of love, right? Let's see. Let's make it a 4. And what should I make the other thing? An 8. It's a bad hand. It's a bad hand. All right, let's make one of them hearts. And 1 diamonds. It's a really bad hand. No matter what game you're playing, this is bad hand. So my dad and I are big or always were big euchre players, and it's always hard to find someone to play euchre. Look at this. See, I think this will be cool. I feel like that jack. I'm gonna get out my white pen and try to go over it a little bit. It's better. It's not gone, but it's a lot better. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little, I'm just gonna make them like that. Look how cute. Ah. And then I can put them on, I could put them on the corner of one of my layouts, or up here even, or something. But I just wanna, you know, make this work. So now I'm curious, when you guys play cards, is this the order you would put them in? I know that some people put them in number order, and I always put them in order of the, what's the word? My gosh. You know, like I put all my diamonds together, and I always set my hand up so that, what's the two in the front that I can see are my next play. And so I'm always moving my cards around. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Suit. Yes, thank you. Gosh. Yeah, my brain is a little on, my brain's all over the place today. Anyway, this is really cute. And then we'll have our little, then we'll have these little pieces to use. I still have dominoes. Now, you're probably wondering how I was going to do the dominoes, since I like cut my dominoes up. Let me just show you what my plan was. We'll see how this works. This may or may not work. Okay, so I know I have 3 here. And let's just say I want 3 at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that up and put my 3 at the top. Now I'm gonna clean that off, and let's just say I want 1 at the bottom. I'm just gonna ink up 1, and then, boy, you have to be careful, and then I'll just put that right in the middle. So now, there. So now I could do a whole border of different ones. Now, if I wanted a 6, for example, I would ink up all of my 3. There's 6. And I have a 4. If I just wanted 2, I just do 2 little pips. I knew that those are pips. So now I have a 6 and a 2. I don't know. This is just what my plan was. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The 6 might be better using the 4. I don't know. But oh gosh, it's so cool. This is fun. What one haven't I got yet? Oh, a 5. Okay. Does my hand look shaky? I was shaking. All right. I think it's gonna work. I think so. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy with this. And so all I have to do now is put my photos on and decorate with my little pieces. I'm so excited with how this is turning out. And I can put, I can put clusters of little game pieces around the photos. I love this set. I love it so much. I hope you guys like it too. I'll try to put a photo of the finished layout when I'm totally done. But since I need to get scooting to go to my therapy, I have physical therapy on my tendonitis again, so that I can walk again, because I'm getting to the point where I can't walk. I will show you the finished layout later. So I hope you love all of the Stampin' Up stuff that you're getting in the mail. You all are getting yours before I'm getting mine. It's so hard. But I want to see it. Send me a picture. I want to see. So this will end up being something like this. I like the bright colors on the gray. It looks more masculine to me too. I like this too. I'd do something different with it. At first I thought about playing with like pinks and purples. I thought that would be kind of a cool layout design for something else, for a different theme. But anyway, I'll finish this later. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your orders. Oh, I've got envelopes ready to go. Look, here's my table. Can you see everything? Those are my card kits ready to mail out. See you later, everybody.